Hey guys, Stephanie here. I just wanted to put together a quick video. One of the lesser known roles of a formatter, and this is kind of one of those things that's up in the air, and whether it is the formatter's job or the editor's job. And I have discovered that having jobs from a lot of books that are done by editors that typically work with indie authors. Not all of them, and I know I can't say that, but if a book has been proofread or edited, um, this stuff is supposed to be done. However, I am finding more and more it is not. Now, I always worked with a very professional editor before, and most of the jobs I worked on came from that editor. So I never really had this problem until my focus was solely on indie publishers, especially in the Facebook indie world. And this is something that I cringe about too when I'm reading an indie book and these were not done properly. And this is in regards to regular hyphens or dashes, N dashes, EN, and then M dashes, EM. All right, so there is a good article. I'll have to find it and post it along with this post that the editor at my former publishing company that I used to work for, that he wrote regarding N dashes, M dashes, and regular dashes. And as a formatter, I feel it's our job to make sure that these were done properly. And here recently, I've come across several books that they just were not done. Typically, there are like a regular dash, and I'm going to see if I can find some in this document because this document has a lot of instances. All right, so a regular dash is one that basically joins two words together to create one word. So you want to add emphasis to that one word. So on screen, you can do it that way, but on screen makes it I don't know what the formal word is because I'm not an editor, but it brings those two words together. So that's a regular dash, so which is the regular dash key on your keyboard. And then we have M dashes, and these are EM. Okay, now this book was not done properly. This is just a regular dash. Now, most authors, when they need an M dash, they're supposed to type two dashes in a row. And Word will often replace two dashes with one. Google Docs does not. But I run the series of scripts that I run, it automatically changes two dashes to one. So two dashes to an M dash, EM. And this book, the editor did not set the dashes to what they should be. So I'm having to go through it because that's just who I am. I believe that it should be perfect. And in some cases, I'll go back to the author and say, hey, look, all your dashes some of them should be M dashes and some of them should be dashes, blah, 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 and just explain the rule to him. But in this one, I'm just going ahead and just searching and replacing. So in my find and replace, I'm looking for dashes, and then I'm replacing it with an EM dash. So you can also go to right here, hyphens and dashes, and we have the M dash and the N dash. All right, so I am replacing these. Now, you may say, well, what is an N dash, an EN dash? Well, N dashes are typically dashes where you merge two numbers, like 5 through 10. You write that with a 5. So you do that 5, and most people will just do a regular dash, but this should actually be an N dash. All right. So the code for an N dash is Alt hyphen, and the code for an M dash is Alt Shift hyphen. All right, so there's the difference. So you can kind of see the three right here. This is a regular dash, this is an N dash, and this is an M dash. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, an N dash is 2 dashes, whereas an M dash is 3 dashes. I could be wrong, so if you're also an editor, feel free to correct me. So those are some definite things that formatters and editors, it's important to kind of look at those at the beginning when you're reviewing someone's document to see how they were done, and something that you may need to do extra work on, like I'm having to do for this book. And it's not one of those things that I can just do a find and replace all, because this is correct. So if I replaced all, this would now be an M dash, and we don't want that. So this is one of those things where you have to go through one at a time. That one is correct. That one is correct. That is correct, correct. And yeah, so it can be a pain. So, you know, if you are not charging a lot for formatting, this is something definitely you want to go back to the author and say, hey, you know, you need to look into N dashes and M dashes. All right, let's see. I'm just noticing another thing. This should be a capital. And I will make baby edits like that, because in books that I do for clients, just because I don't want them to put out a poor quality book. It's just, you know, and like some of these N dashes are correct, so I don't quite understand what the editor did on this book. And the reason why I'm bringing this up now is because I recently, as you may know, I'm also an author, and I recently participated in an anthology. And I'm usually really controlling. And anytime I do any type of anthologies, I want to do the formatting because I'm very particular. Well, in this one, I did not do the formatting. I did offer, though, but somebody had already beat me to it. And unfortunately, they were vellum formatters. And I guess that they don't do the normal checks like a normal formatter does, because all my double dashes are double dashes and they didn't get changed to MEM dashes. So I hate that, but I'm not gonna, I already made them make a lot of corrections in the formatting because I hated it. And I'm not going to go back and say, hey, why aren't all the double dashes converted to M dashes? It just proves to me that vellum is not the best way to go, unless you have controls at the beginning of going through and making changes. I would assume that vellum would automatically change your dashes, but apparently not. So anyway, I will look in the comments for a link to a good article on the differences between regular dashes, MEM dashes, and N dashes, EN dashes. All right, I hope everybody has a great day.